Welcome back to our course on Excel 2013. In this section I'm going to look at help, and we've already seen help a little bit earlier on when I pointed out that you can access help by pressing the F1 key. Generally speaking, in Excel 2013, to access help, if you look at the top right hand corner of the window you're working in, there will almost always be a little question mark sign, and if you click on the question mark sign you'll see the Excel help. So let's click on this one and see what the help looks like. Now the page that you see here is what's usually referred to as the Excel help home page, and from here you have access to help in a number of ways. The icons that you see here are actually very useful for a start because they give you links through to very useful, very popular and commonly used help topics. So there's See What's New, which will take you through the What's New for Excel 2013. So if I click on that one, you'll see information that we saw earlier about what's new. We also have help in terms of keyboard shortcuts. So this will take you through an explanation of the keyboard shortcuts in Excel 2013 and a very detailed list of them. And then the other links here include getting access to free training, learning Excel basics, using the Excel web app, and then tips for using tablets. So this has got a lot of the touchscreen information on it and so on. Above that you have some of the most popular search topics. So Microsoft accumulates information about what topics people search for, and these are some of the most commonly used ones. And then we have a More button here that can take us through to more help topics. Now when you're using help, you're quite often going to be looking for a particular thing, and so the basis of help in Excel 2013 is that you're going to use the search facility to find the term that you want to find some help on. So let me just put a term in here. I'm going to put in the term touch, and then in order to find help on touch you can either just press the enter key or click on the little magnifying glass icon there. Click on that and you get links to a number of articles about touch. Now the ones that are links, you'll see as you hover over them, you'll see they're underlined, the color changes, and they become active links to the Excel help system. So if I move down the page here, there's another one: find and start Office applications, use Windows 8 Narrator, view what's new in Excel 2013, some of the topics that we've talked about already actually. And if I go to Office Touch Guide, that takes me to the document that I talked about in an earlier section. Now one of the important things about using help in Excel 2013, in fact in all of Office 2013, is that it's a browser-based system. So you have back and forward buttons as here. So if I want to go back to the previous page, I click the back button, and if I want to go forward again, I press the forward button. And there's also a home button to take me back to the Excel help home, and then there's a print button. There's also a button here, the one with the capital A, which enables me to get the help in a larger text size. That's for people with some sort of visual impairment or working in a situation where it's difficult to read the help at its default font size. So that's a toggle. You can switch it back to the regular size like that. So that's the basics of finding your way around Excel 2013 help. Now, as with most help systems from most of the major software manufacturers nowadays, there is a very heavy reliance on being online, having an internet connection in order for this help to work. There is offline help. It's actually very restricted in Excel 2013, but if you're not connected to the internet, it can help you. And if you look to the right of the words Excel help up here, there's a little drop down there. If you click on that drop down, it gives you a choice between Excel help from office.com and Excel help from your computer. If you want to look at the offline help, and I'm going to leave you to do this for yourself, you check this and you'll see the offline help, the help that's actually on your computer and for which you don't need an internet connection. It is really quite restricted though. It gives you help along the lines of where to find things on the ribbon. We're going to talk about the ribbon in a little while. and it doesn't really tell you very much, nothing in the level of detail of most of the help that we've seen already. The other thing is, if you don't have an internet connection, this becomes the default for help. So generally speaking, you're only going to get comprehensive help if you have an internet connection, and then you need to have that option set, Excel help from office.com, which is the default. So the little question mark symbol is the symbol for accessing help. You'll see it all over the place in Excel 2013. Just one other thing, there's a little icon like a push pin on the right here. If I hover over it, I see that it says keep help on top. If you want to keep help available so that you can perhaps work through an example or follow the help in detail, if you click that push pin, then no matter what other windows you've got open, it will keep that one on top. It helps you to read instructions or directions or whatever else you're following. If you click that so that the help is on top, now if I hover over the same icon, it says don't keep help on top. So that's another thing that's got a toggle. And with many of these tips, screen tips or tool tips as they're sometimes called, you'll also see, apart from it saying don't keep help on top, you'll see the keyboard shortcut is Control-T, which toggles between help being on top and help taking its chances with all the other windows in terms of what you can see on your desktop. So that's something else that you might occasionally find useful with help. Now, you should note that the help window is a separate window from Excel itself. So when you've finished using help, although you could minimize it if you wanted to, you can also just close it. So I use the close button in the top right hand corner of the screen, close help, and I'm back at the regular Excel window. Now there's just one other thing I'd quickly like to show you about this. If I open one of the worksheets I've been working on, so let me go into Backstage View and choose recent workbook, doesn't matter which one. On the ribbon, we're going to talk about the ribbon a bit later on, but there are various commands that bring up dialogues. And dialogues you'll be very used to if you've used other Windows applications. They have OK buttons and cancel buttons. In past times, and particularly with Microsoft software, there always used to be OK, cancel and help. And you're going to see all over the place, we can see dozens of these dialogues in Excel. The help button that was there for many years has now effectively been totally replaced by the little question mark here at the top right hand corner of a dialogue. That's pretty much a standard in Office 2013. So if you're wondering where the old help buttons have gone, this is the little question mark. This is pretty much it now in Office 2013. So that's it on help for the moment. Obviously we're going to be using the help from time to time on the course. I'll see you in the next section.